Never done one of these before, so good. Peace and love. I was just led this morning to go live. Mama said go live in the void. Bring them. Bring all that will come. Bring all that will sing. Bring all who can see in the dark. Who can sit in darkness and find their way in the dark. Because that's where we are. We are the light that shines in the darkness. Now, I don't expect this to be a very popular video. I don't expect to go viral. I'm telling you it's time, in the illusion of time, in the illusion of numbers, the 4%, the holographic universe. It's collapsing. At least this plane, this space and time and space where we are will never be the same. And the masters here are trying to round up their sheep, their cattle, their property, and you must choose. And I will not violate your free will, soul group. I love you just the way you are. I'm in the void. This is my secret space that I've been telling you about for years, where I can come and find my true essence of who I am. And I've managed to sneak this technology right in the void. If you have an organic flame and the will and desire and fortitude to sit in total darkness, it will be revealed to you who and what you truly are. In the beginning of all of your quote-unquote mainstream books, a lot of them have been copied and pasted and rewritten. It all started in the void. So let's just use that to try to get some clarity in what's going on here. I get so many phone calls. What's going on, Derek? What's going on? I tell you what's going on. The illusion of time and space as we know it is at hand. The party is over as we once knew it. This is all about spirit and AI. Organic spirit and AI. It's a war. It's been a war. And I'm going to reveal something on this live stream that I've never revealed before. But sitting in this void for years has shined light on my journey, not just from this lifetime, but lifetimes. Now, you'll hear this a lot, and I can only speak for myself, but you try the fruits of the spirit. Just try the fruits. Do you know what I mean by try the fruits? There's fruits of flesh, things that we all go through in the flesh. There's no way around it. The flesh is the flesh. The flesh needs certain things to survive. It's the nature of the flesh. It's to survive. There's fruits of the flesh, just like there's fruits of spirit. So I didn't volunteer to come to this plane. My wife did. but I didn't. Now, how do I discern the difference? Well, I had to stay in the void of nothingness, no titles. Look around you. Look at the screen. What do you see? You see nothing. The Great Reset. You better get used to this now, soul group. Because when this resets, this is what you'll see. This is where you'll end up in spirit, because the soul doesn't die. You'll start from the void. This is not a doom and gloom video. You should be rejoicing. I've learned to start my days here before I go out into the matrix and get caught up in all of the titles, just like everybody else. The responsibilities, being a father, a husband, running businesses. You know how it goes. I start here. To center and balance and reset. So you hear a lot of people now saying they volunteered to come here in this time. I'm not judging them. I love them. But I can see through the illusion. If you volunteer to come here in this time for a purpose, state thy purpose. I'll give you an example of what I'm trying to say, and I'm talking in codes because I want this video to stay up as long as possible. But I don't want my soul group to be deceived, because I deceive so many people unconsciously. Chasing the riches of this world will leave you, I'll just say, stranded, lifeless, abandoned, overwhelmed, suicidal, lonely, no direction, no inner peace. We've all been there. Anyone that's had an abundance of finance have found themselves with the fruits of that labor to get to the top and only find out you're alone. Oh, you're gonna need your spirit to decode this video. But those of you who know, it's not worth it. They're hoarding you with fear. They're starting to take your resources. They're starting to take your money. They're starting to take your fortitude, what you sold a whole lifetime into. You know what I'm talking about. Get your ass back to the void. It's the only way. The only way out is through self-mastery, self-love, self-dependence. Now I'm going to give you this parable. And those of you who have connected in spirit and you have an organic flame, you're going to be able to discern this. And those of you who can't, I love you. Go back to the void and let that light illuminate the void. But you got to stay in that void in order for that light to come on. That first eye, which will give you the discernment you need in these times. You don't have to call anybody. Hey, what's going on? Get back to the void. Sit in the dark. Get to know yourself. Work out your You're going to have to let go of things that anchor you to this plane. Titles, responsibilities, hordes and hordes and hordes of finance that you're guarding and governing. It's too heavy. Look around you. No one takes anything from this plane. So why are you hoarding? Why are you worrying about finance? Why are you worrying about tomorrow? There's no tomorrow, soul group. Don't you get this by now? There's only present moment. So let me give you this parable. Oh, I see the green in the void. My void is green. I'm coming from my heart. The closest example you're going to get of spirit here is the bodies of water that are here with us in spirit. And if you pay attention to the water, when it rains, the water comes down just like we came down in spirit. I'm just using down to keep this simple, okay? We rain down in spirit. And we formed a body of water. Listen, soul group, discern this. Discern this. We came in spirit and we formed a body of water. Water recognizes and communicates with water. We formed a body of water, just like the water that we observed coming down to this plane. It waters, it nurtures for a time. And then what does it do? It evaporates and returns to its source. Pay attention, pay attention. Now I'm going to give you something to think about. You take this same water, this body of water that comes down, and it waters everything here. It gives life to everything here. The spirit gives life to everything here. Are you with me? But now you mix that water with oil. Just go outside of your house. Remember where the old car was parked? And that oil leaked from that car? I'm talking in parables. How long does that water stay on that concrete? Does it evaporate? Is it given a chance to return to its source? It becomes stagnated for months, for years. Look at that oil stain. That water never gets a chance to evaporate, to let go of that body and return to its source. So what are we doing? What are we doing? Are we blindly allowing these so-called masters to alter us through fear, to bully us into taking substances that will prevent us from returning to our source when it's time to go to the void and reset? Because the illusion of time is at hand. Even the mainstream books tell you this. Even the books that have been watered down, dumbed down, remixed, changed into a hip-hop version, a Indian version, an Arabic version, a German, even those books tell you about the times. What are we doing? So if you volunteered to come here and help our people, Help our soul group. You came with a group, you're leaving with a group. Don't be deceived. Why are you clinging to the riches of this world? If you volunteered to come here, you came with nothing, you leave with nothing. Let me say that again. If you volunteered to come here, you came with nothing, so then you leave with nothing. And there it is. But now, if you fail from a higher plane, which I did, see, I'm not ashamed to tell my journey. And what a marvelous journey it's been. But I had choices. And I made the choice. Enough is enough. I've been stripped down, beat up, molested, raped, you name it. I've been through it. And I returned to this void for about 5 years, over and over and over and over, crying out to my source, show me my heart, shine that light on me, just for enough time so I can see what separates me from thee. And my will was done. Very painful. It's not the easy road, soul group, but it's necessary. And this light illuminated the darkness. This light came from within me, and it showed me very specifically what was keeping me on this plane, what was keeping me with a heavy, hateful heart towards individuals that defiled me and raped me of my sexual energy and my innocence when I was a child. The same applies to you. A lot of you have been molested. It's all coming out. This new energy, this light energy. Well, not new energy, but the energy that's coming through is light energy. And the light is shining on the dark. That's why it's necessary to sit in the dark. Don't be afraid of the dark. Let the light shine on you so you can find your way in the darkness. Without the light, you can't see. And if you have an organic flame, which I know you do, if you're listening to this video, if you sit in that dark long enough, it might take you a week, it might take you a month, get your ass in the dark so that light can come on that first eye. Oh, it'll happen, but you gotta stay in there. And you gotta swallow your pride. Let that go. And love those who hated you. And forgive those who accused you. Let it go. Forget about the money. You just need enough to survive. Keep your lights on. Keep your rent paid. Don't chase the money now. It's a trap. And you know if it's coming from me. I used to teach people how to manifest money. And oh, how I paid for that. Oh, I paid for that so much. Oh, I paid for that. I paid for that. But that's okay. That's neither here nor there. Come as you are to the void. Come as you are. This is a real altar call. Get in your closet. Shut the door every morning. And stay in that closet as long as you can until that light of you starts to break through your skull and it starts to illuminate. Get in there. And all you have to do, you got one responsibility that you're doing anyway. You just have to learn how to turn your awareness to this. It's three things, that you need right now in these times that you wanted to know. Number one, you need true love. You must love yourself. It starts with you. You cannot change this world. All of you volunteers, you can't change the world unless you start with you. If we each start with us, the world will change. You need love. You need to reconnect to your heart. The heart was the first form from spirit. Listen to me. If you dare, you need to connect back to the heart. And you need to start observing the breath. So when you get in this void, the first thing you want to do is open up the heart. How do you do that? Just pay attention to the heartbeat and breathe. Observing the rhythmic of the heartbeat. That is the first music that you ever heard. That's the first vibration that you've ever felt. Return back to who and what you are. Listen to the heartbeat in pure darkness. And then begin to breathe to its rhythm. This is a code that will activate you. You don't need nobody's group. You don't need no gurus touching you. You don't need no $2,000 courses. I'm telling you. Breathe, rhythmically breathe to your own heart. And as you find your rhythm and you find that balance, guess what? The first eye will open in the darkness. And you'll begin to see in the dark. And follow thy path. And open up your heart. So all of that hate and pain and emotion and trauma and drama can leave your etheric fields. And keep breathing. And as the imagery and you're taken back through lifetimes in this void, just say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for hurting you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. As the imagery comes up, because it'll come up, trust me. If I will, it'll come up. But you gotta do it now. You gotta move. You gotta start moving now. Walk in the spirit. And guess what? You won't fulfill the lust of this Homo sapiens sapiens suit. Because the Homo sapiens sapiens suit, of course it's fearful. Of course it's scared. Why? Because it's a temporal organism. It dies. But you, when you know who you are, it's just a transition. So now you know. And I'm going to wrap this up with me. I always start with me. I was a great, great, great warrior. I defended things that at that time, in those times, let me just say this, soul group. There's many different spirits and beings on this plane right now. This is a prison planet. It always has been. You take all of the makeup and you take all of the makeup and all of that, what was given to you, and you find a bunch of species on the prison planet, as above, so below. Look at your animals. Look at the animals. Don't even look at the Homo sapiens. Just look at the animals. They're all enslaved. They're all being hoarded, Just look around you. Look at the Homo sapiens sapiens. See, but when it reaches us, oh no, they're trying to control. They've been controlling us. You just have a level of consciousness now that you can see. Okay? They've been hoarding us. Our DNA has been manipulated. So we're breeding now. We're not even loving anymore. We're just breeding like the animals. Because just like we feed off of the animals, this is going to surprise you, but I'm going to tell you. There are beings above us that breed and feed off of us. So they need us to reproduce. But what changed? I'm going to tell you what changed. A lot of these dark entities have been ran out of this plane. It's like a cleanup process going on, a reset. So now we got too many Homo sapiens sapiens that have been genetically modified to breed on their own. Are you with me? See? Now what do they do to the animals? Well, they deprive them from breeding. You take your dog, you can't even adopt a dog right now or a cat without it being what? Neutered. So now they're starting to neuter the Homo sapiens sapiens. It's our time. See, it was okay when it was just the animals. Animals, if you didn't know, have souls. I know you knew that. Or did you? They've been neutered for lifetimes. But now it's our turn. So when the ball is on our court, now it's an abomination. It's a sin against humanity. What have you been eating? What have we been eating for lifetimes? The animals. And you will find all of these answers in the dark. Turn the technology off. Get in the dark. Look at your organic screen. And it will give you everything you need to know. But you gotta be patient. You gotta wait on it. You have to use your will and your desire to get here. Whatever you want to call here, I don't care. Just get here. I'm in the safe zone here. You know why? Because I end up here every night when my body falls asleep. And I look at that body lying on that bed or that couch or wherever I left that body. And I have empathy for it. I love it. But I have empathy for it. Because I know its time is at hand. And I know I, the I am, the light body, will continue my journey. Now this might be too deep for some of you, but hey, you have a choice. You can get caught up in the world and trying to survive and buying up all the toilet tissue and getting your etheric bodies all out of alignment, worrying, and you can try to save that Homo sapiens sapiens suit all you want. You can take all your money and try to buy as much as you want, but I'm trying to save you the trouble. It's not going to save you. I'm going to give you one of my favorite scriptures that's been misinterpreted. Love your source with what? All your heart. What else? All of your mind. What else? You see, they just changed it from source to God, and that's okay. Love it with what? It's the first commandment. Ain't got nothing to do with tangible things. And look how blasphemy it is. They put on the money, the fiat currency. What does the fiat currency say so good? In God we trust. God damn. Damned us. We've been deceived. We've been deceived. Put it right in front of our eyes. Put it right on the money. In God we trust. And we trust that money, didn't we? We're honest. Oh, we trusted it. But now it's failing us. But The recipe that I gave those who have an organic flame. You will overcome. You will illuminate the darkness. And you will let go of all of these responsibilities and titles that hold you to this plane, that binds you to this plane. And you will not allow the oil and the pollution to enter your temple. I'm talking in parables. You will not allow the pollution to enter your temple where your spirit is ready for the journey. It's ready. The eye is open. The navigation system is activated. And at any moment, you can be ejected from the Homo sapiens sapiens suit. But don't worry, you have the eye to see. And you will return to your source. And oh, what a party. You talk about a party. Oh, what a party. I'm crying now. You've never felt love like source love. And I congratulate all of the souls that have been doing this every night, preparing, just like the Mayans. When that body falls asleep, we go to bed at a certain time at night so we can get out of body and we meet up on the astral plane which we've created. And we just love on each other. It's like a get out of jail free card. If I sound crazy, that's okay. Some people know what I'm talking about. It's not for you if I sound crazy. It's okay. Don't worry about it, soul group. I'm at such peace here. This is the only peace. This is inner peace. And this video represents turning within, embracing the dark, and transmuting it into your light. Looking directly at what is keeping you heavy, bogged down, and making a choice to either let it go or be prepared. Choice is yours. So when you ask me, when I look at my phone and I have 300 or 400 voicemails, what should I be doing? Now you know, it's very simple. Taking the time and the illusion of time to get your shit together. And be prepared to forsake everything. Let me give you another example for you. It don't matter what religion you are. I'm not religious, but there's great parables in those texts. Nothing wrong with the Bible if you can discern it with your first eye. There's nothing wrong with the Quran if you can discern it with your first eye. The Emerald Tablets, if you can. The Emerald Tablets is all about the journey of the soul. There's no Homo sapiens sapiens suit in the Emerald Tablets. This is just the next level. And some people are ready for the next level. And some people don't want to let this world go. I'm going to give you 2 parables. For those of you who are on the fence, then I'm out of here. I got to prepare to make a journey in my vehicle. It's how I sustain my family. We got just enough. Just enough. Oh, you best to believe the IRS came in and raided everything. Oh, of course they did. Let them have it. Can't take my spirit. Can't take my soul. We traveling every night. We're ready. We're prepared for the journey. But here's a parable. Let me use a big one so I can reach a lot of people who have chosen, and it's nothing wrong with this. But let me break down this parable of Jesus for you. My first connection to the Spirit, my grandma gave me a Bible as a young child. And I used to read that Bible. I learned how to read with the Bible, basically. Probably about maybe 6 or 7. And the first time I read the Bible, I read it carnally as a story. I read it 3 times. The second time I read the Bible, I had a little more, understanding, but I was caught up in the characters, just like everybody else, right? But when this first eye opened, and I went back to the Bible now, and I know it's been remixed and butchered, I know it's 66 books from other books, I get it, and that's cool, right? But I got different discernments about the revelation and the projections that John was doing when he said, I went, well, I was in this body or not. I don't know what happened, see? But I went and I saw the glory. Well, this has happened to me in our lifetime. I've seen the glory. Not in this body, but in my light body, which is connected to this body with a cord. Okay? So let's get back to the name of Jesus and what Jesus represented. Because it's been misinterpreted by man for a reason to give the power to man and not the source. See? There's another movie, and I'm gonna get back to Jesus, but I wanna just like build on this. If you didn't see the movie, The Book of Eli, watch that movie today. And look at the power that was in that book. And how many people in different groups were hunting Eli down for that book. Because that book was powerful. Why? Because it was the beginning. The Similac for spirituality. See? That book was beyond this plane. So whoever got the book controlled humanity. Are you with me, soul group? And this is still going on today. There's power having the publishing of that book, Roman Catholic Church. There's power in that book. You can't deny that. Right? Okay, so Jesus, let me discern this for you. Jesus represents love, soul group, in my name, not in the name of Jesus. Jesus, ain't no power in Jesus, the name, the mortal man. We know that. We got a Homo sapiens sapiens suit. We walk around as man. We know the temptations of the flesh. We know the fruits of the flesh. But now, those of you who've connected to the Spirit, you know the fruits of the Spirit by now. See? And you know in love, true love, it casts out all fear. So in the name of love, not this genetically modified shit that's going around, this lust shit, that ain't love. People are still fearful in lust, right? But when you find this true love in you, and that first eye opens up, and it illuminates all of your wickedness. See? It's when the light meets the dark. It's a gray area. It's a gray area that you must sit in and use all of your fortitude, will, and desire. Just sit in it. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you. Face the music for once in your life. That's what I had to tell myself. Stop running from your shit. See, it's easy to look at everybody else's shit. Oh, look at her, look at her. But what's going on? Can you get in the mirror right now? Can you look in that mirror and look into your own eyes and love the reflection that you see? Can you do that? Have you done that lately? Oh, it's a whole nother video. But Jesus represented love. Now let's look at this mortal man that came down as a man, whatever you want to believe. We're just having a conversation because this book is mainstream, along with other books who changed the character from Jesus to other characters. But don't miss the lesson looking at the man. This man had nothing. This man didn't have a place to lay his head. This man traveled from house to house. And what was he talking about? He's talking about love. See? Ain't nothing wrong with the Bible if you get the real milk and honey out of it. Jesus wasn't in mansions. Jesus wasn't chasing money. He didn't have a place to lay his head. Think about it. Look at Buddha. Buddha wasn't in no mansions. Look at the monks. They don't have nothing but a mat. See? Man did this to us. See? Look at Jesus. This is another one where this spirit that they call Lucifer, the devil, took him up to the highest mountain on this plane. Y'all remember this? See? And this spirit asked him, it said, all of this I will give to you if you just bow down and worship me. Did Jesus take the money? See, the Bible is in parables, and you need a spirit to discern it. See, did he take it? Nah, what'd he say? Get behind me, COVID. Get behind me. And don't tempt the Lord thy God. He punked him. That's what he did. He punked him. And he denied his flesh. See? And that's what the voider do. See, once you start feeding your source of life here, which is your spirit, the flesh doesn't require that much. The flesh will drop back into its position. But what has happened to us, we've been given all of our will and our desire to our flesh, our Homo sapiens sapiens suit, with our spirits being in the background, dormant, deactivated. Are you guys with me? Give you another parable, just so you know the times we're in. And it'll be easier for you to start letting shit go that's weighing you down. There was a very, very rich individual. Won't call out his name, but he saw the miracles that we're experiencing right now. Are you experiencing miracles? I'm experiencing miracles now. Not only with my health, but I'm visiting other planes of existence. I'm meeting other beings that I don't even have the language to describe, and they're rejoicing. They're happy to see me. I've broken through the threshold. This is what I'm telling you guys. I can't wait to go to sleep now. Because I have a sense of inner peace. I'm discerning right now that just hold on. Just hold on. Everything is going to be okay. Everything that you need is on the inside of you. I'm starting to understand that. I'm starting to become addicted to that. And not the outer. And my outer is starting to reflect my inner. That's why we're in darkness. No images. Nothing to see. Nothing to click on. It's just you and me, soul. Dealing with our He's a very rich man. And he saw the miracles that this mortal man was doing. And he saw all of the people coming around this man. And this man had everything. This man was very, very rich. So you got to understand these parables and align these parables to where you are. I was once that rich man, but dead on the inside. And so he ran up to this man full of love that was casting all the fear out of these people so they could be whole and get back up and start walking. That's what he was doing. Giving them hope when they were hopeless. That's what I'm trying to do. And he came up and he said, hey, I see you doing all these things. How can I get on? Can you put me on? I'm just talking in our language today. Jesus, can you put me on? And this man was wealthy. This man was like, listen, Donald Trump. This man was like Elon Musk. This man was like the guy Jeff Burrows, Mark Zuckerberg, right? He was paid. And Jesus looked at him. He said, sure, yeah, you could be down. He said, but first, what I want you to do, and this is where we at with this jab. See? This is where we at, Soul Group. He said, I want you to go and take everything you have first, because you got too much shit. You can't go on this spiritual journey because you got too many physical things holding you down. But look, we take no problem, bro. Yeah, you can be down. I'm telling you guys, Soul Group, you can be down with us in our Soul Group. But you got to let go of all that shit. He said, you go take everything you have, sell it, and what? Give it to the people who've been deprived, who've had nothing in this lifetime. You fucking hoarders, including myself. All this money I've had, and these people, y'all saw it on the news, they living under a fucking bridge. And we the righteous? Come on, y'all. Come on, Soul Group. Y'all don't see this? And we the righteous? We the volunteers? Come on, Soul Group. You gotta see it through the first eye. That's when it will quicken you. That's when that heart will open. And that's when you'll start bawling and crying, because you will realize we all have been deceived, looking at an illusion through our two eyes. The only way to see it is through the first eye. And you know what that rich man did? He couldn't do it. He couldn't let go of all that wealth. Another prophet said it'll be easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle. These are parables. This ain't got nothing to do with religion. These are wise quotes. It'll be easier for a camel to go through the eye of a sewing needle than for a rich man to inherit the seat of his light body and travel to the kingdom. Too heavy. You got too much material benefits, too much material gain. You become fat. America. And you're going to have to choose. I can't choose for you. I'm just a messenger, full of my own shit. But I tell you what I'm doing. I'm just putting a lot of shit on that curve for both days. I'm getting rid of a lot of right now. Making this video live in the void. I hope this transition has been beneficial for you. I know I've given you a lot. I've given myself a lot, because when I make these videos, I don't make them for the masses. You know who I really make them for? Myself. My heart is just open enough to share it with you. And maybe you might get something from it. I'm making it for myself. So remember, it's time to connect to the flame. It's time to see with the first eye. You have everything you need. You have been equipped for these times. Now, some have already made their choice. And if you made your choice to mix water with oil, I'm speaking in parables. I love you. I'm not angry with you. It's your choice. That's your free will. And I hold you up. And I really, really do love you. But for those of you who are prepared, to ride this out in spirit. I stand with thee. I anoint thee. Yes, 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 yes. Now go about thy day and take heed to the vibration I put out and the words I say. Peace and love, so good.